Hello everyone, this is Abishiekh Jain, and in this video I would be talking about how from a boy who was hesitant to talk to anybody to a Tedx speaker. So without any further ado, let's get started. So I got a lot of requests to make this video. I got a lot of DMs on Instagram, messages on Facebook, and even some messages on Quora, as well as in comment section of some of my Quora answers. People were asking me to how did you transform yourself from a boy who was very stuttering, or who didn't knew how to go and converse, or didn't knew public speaking, or didn't had that right skill for public speaking, to being a Tedx speaker and to being on stage of so many events and universities. And I'm really sorry, first of all, to delay this video. I know I have mentioned on my story very soon, and I had to actually delete all those earlier videos because I had shooted some, but some parts were remaining, and I had to delete those because in that video my hair were bigger, and in this video my hair is shorter because I got a haircut recently, and I was sick the whole time. I developed a bit of weakness in my body, because of poor appetite and due to some stress and work. So I was sick for like a couple of weeks. So that's the reason why this video got delayed. So, but no worries, here I am again. So before starting this video, I'll give a bit of introduction about myself to all the viewers who are watching the video. I'm pretty sure that you might know about my past, but you might not know that the person you're seeing right now was a very complete different person. Okay, so he was this, I was kind of an introvert person, not exactly an introvert, but I'm not exactly an introvert, but I was like socially awkward, very shy. I like meeting people. I loved meeting people. I loved talking with them. I loved just hanging out with them. It was all great. So I was like an extrovert, but I was very shy. I didn't have the audacity or the guts to go and initiate a conversation with any random person. Leave a random stranger, even a friend of mine, not best friends, but just a friend of mine. I might initiate a conversation just like this, like hi, how are you? I'm fine. How are you? I'm fine too. Okay, that's it. I never knew, how to maintain a conversation, or how, either in text or in person, or how I can speak, very well in front of a huge audience, or even in front of my friends. So I didn't knew. I never used to speak anything without being handed over a piece of paper or something, because I cannot just go on speaking without on any random topic. I would just stutter upon, I would just stumble, I don't know, I would just stumble a lot, and even by reading from a paper I would stumble. Okay, so that was like that kind of low I was, in my 6th, 7th standard, and I'm very proud to say that I transformed myself, and if you see me right now, I can go on, speaking for minutes, not minutes, hours, because I have, recorded myself speaking for around 56 or 57 minutes, close to 1 hour. I recorded myself speaking on any random topic, and I was I didn't prepare anything, just talking, just to myself in front of the mirror, and I was just recording on the stopwatch, and I wasn't talking any rubbish, I was talking some sense, I was talking more about motivation, entrepreneurship, and how it's all bullshit and all that stuff, how motivation is bullshit. Entrepreneurship is not bullshit, but for entrepreneurs, it's bullshit. So, and even in this video, these videos, which I'm telling, is not scripted at all, I maybe take turns and, then speak, but it's not scripted. I don't have a piece of, white paper and I haven't written something on it, or I'm memorizing and saying to you. No, it's nothing like that. It's basically whatever I'm speaking, it's coming from my heart, my mind, and that's it. So I'm not speaking from any of those scripts which normally everyone does. So you can see a phenomenal transformation in me in just 3-4 years. So This is it, guys. This was a small introduction about mine, and in this video, I will be sharing only those tips which I personally followed. Okay, so I won't be giving any random bullshit, things just found on internet. Just Google something like how can I be a good speaker, or how can I improve my public speaking skills, or how can I maintain conversations with my friend, with my crush, with my girlfriend, with my mom, with my dad. No, I won't be doing that. I didn't see anything on that on the internet, and I won't be giving all that large bombardment of information from the internet just to you. Like, I would be just sharing the things which I followed, which I did, and which made me what I am today. So no bullshit, nothing, straight to the point. So let's get started. The tips which I followed in my in my transformation thing, was very simple. It wasn't complex at all. Like, if you hear that now, you would be like, yeah, ye humko bhi pata hai. We also know this. But if you actually try to use that, it creates wonder. Like, I didn't follow, like waking up at 5 a.m., then doing yoga, meditation, calming your mind down, and then watching Shashi Tharoor, learning new words from him. And I didn't follow any of those complex routines, and I don't understand why people do like that. I mean, not that routine, but why do people follow that complex method when you can actually follow a simple method? I don't know why people do that. It's very disheartening to see, making yourself in an uncomfortable position, just to learn, and not just to learn, just because everybody else is doing. Okay, I know this recent trend, the 5 a.m. club. I see a lot of youngsters, are following this trend blindly. Okay, they don't know what is that, but they are following blindly. They are trying to wake up at 5 a.m. Those are the ones who used to wake up at 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m. and they suddenly shift their gear to 5 a.m. I mean, it's impossible. Just because others are doing it, and just because they think that by following a 5 a.m. routine, by just waking up at 5 a.m., they can be freaking billionaires. I mean, no, man, that doesn't, that's not how it works, right? If it was that case, I would have been a big billionaire that by the time now. It's not like I wake up 5 a.m. every day, but I do used to wake up, and not because I used to follow this, not because everyone is doing it, because if I had some work, or because I love doing that. I mean, it's not because I'm doing due to some kind of pressure or peer pressure or whatever you call it. I'm not doing because of that. So please, guys, don't follow all those complex techniques. Do whatever is suitable for your body, and I've seen a lot of things. Maybe I can make a video on this topic. Don't follow the masses blindly. Sometimes the M might be silent. This might be my next video. So anyway, coming to this topic. So I follow a very simple routine, and I cannot make a different points like A, B, C and something, because if I do, it's worthless to elaborate all that, because I can just share with you in the bulletins. Like, for example, I used to talk to myself in front of mirror. I used to watch a lot of Hollywood movies. I used to read a lot, and etc. etc. And you can actually get from that, and hint from that an obvious idea that what made me transform myself, right? And all these, why even you should follow these simple techniques is because of one core reason: networking. Networking is the key. Okay, I followed and I got to know the value of networking. When in 2016, you can imagine, even in 2016, I didn't have the way to speak to people. I went to my first event at Delhi in 2016, and I found myself in such an uncomfortable and unpleasant situation. Like, I couldn't go and converse with anybody. There were so many big people out there: Parveen Singhal, Kulwan Naki, Iftikhar Ahmed, Laughing Colors, the founder of Laughing Colors, a lot of big media persons, like the founder of Dominic's, Manmeet Pal Singh, a lot of big persons were there. But I just couldn't. Even Imran did, but thanks to him that he actually invited me. Like, or else I wouldn't even go and talk to him, right? But I found myself, I just recollected that, like how bad I was. I never went and talked to anybody. I never connected with anybody. Even if I started, I couldn't, go on beyond how are you. That's it. That's it. What do you do? That's it. So that was very negative point in me, and that's when I started practicing all these simple tips, and it actually gained an immense transformation in me. And in this recent China event, I saw myself networking with all the 250 participants, and I'm really proud to say that I network with all of them, and I know all of them. Trust me, everybody. And I'm working with somebody, like 2-3 people on some projects which are even making money. So you see the power of network, right? Because your network is your net worth, right? So it's as simple as that. If you have good communication skills, if you have a command over the language, if you know what you're speaking, and if you network, no one can ever stop you. These are the two deadly combinations which I am trying to master. I haven't mastered till, but I'm still trying to master, and I really want to be, the king of this field. Just go on network and make connections, and don't just make connections, make an everlasting relationship. Like an everlasting relationship. I see, the connections which I made like a year back, they still text me. So I made some kind of an impact on a relationship, or they have made, so which is making me to keep in touch with them, right? So you see, that's the power of networking. I can even make another great video on the power of networking. I really don't want to stress these huge concepts, because I can just go on and on without talking about the topic which we are here for. So now finally, let's get started, please. Okay, so since I said that I won't be sharing in like a point wise, I would be just speaking and connecting the dots. That's it. So I'll start with what I did first. Initially what I started doing. Initially I had no grab on the language English, and it's okay if you guys don't have a grab on language English. Even Hindi is fine, because Hindi is actually growing a lot. Big time. I'm thinking to make my videos more in Hindi now rather than English, because I'm trying to shift to a more broader Indian audience rather than US. So yeah, let's come to that part later. So initially I used to just learn English. I mean, just build my English skills. Because I was very poor in English, because trust me, I didn't even know the meaning of the word flop, the movie goes flop. I didn't know the meaning of the flop. My aunt actually told me what the meaning of that is. In 7th standard. In 7th standard, you should know that, right? So I was very poor, in English thing, and I decided that I really need to learn English. And I actually started reading books. Even I started reading academic book, because I can actually read, because initially I just used to read and spill on my exam papers. That was it. I never used to that never goes into my head. It just goes here, comes down there, like that's it. So that was my case, and academics book weren't helping me that much. So I decided to go to library. That was the first time I ever visited to a library. And it was like, oh man, so many books. And I took the very smallest book. I saw big books. I took very smallest book, because of course I wasn't a big avid reader. So I started reading. I started developing an interest in reading. I started reading, encountering new words. What is a new word? And I had a dictionary, a pocket dictionary with me all the time. And I used to refer the meaning, as soon as possible. And if I can use those words in my regular daily basis, I try to use that. When I'm talking to my friends or when I'm talking to my family, I start using the words which I learned from the book and all that stuff in my real life. So from that you actually learn something. You get the word, you get that good word from the book. There are thousands of words, but you get that one particular word, you find a meaning, you start using it on a regular basis. Slow by slow, one by one, you actually start having a vocabulary of more than 1,000 words, more than 1,500. Not like normal words, but very uncommon words. You have a vocabulary of that, slow by slow. So I started developing, increasing my skill in English. I started reading a lot initially, and but I still didn't know how to pronounce it properly. because it's fine if you know the word pneumonia. It's fine. You know the spelling of it, it's fine. You know what's the meaning of it, it's fine. But if you don't know how to pronounce it, it's bullshit, right? You might be saying it's pneumonia, it's whatever it is, So it doesn't make sense. So I had a lot of difficulties in pronouncing it as well, because there were a lot of English words, and it's not my native language, and I had kind of difficulty in pronouncing the words. And that's when my late uncle, Mr. Mohan, introduced me to the world of Hollywood. Okay, he wanted me to become a fighter or something. He wanted me to build muscles, go to gym, build muscles, fight, and all that stuff. And he made me watch Jackie Chan movies, and that was my first exposure to Hollywood. And I really hated it. I never liked Hollywood. I was like this kind of Bollywood guy, like desi hai, acha lagta hai, it's fine. I was that kind of guy. I was never into Hollywood. I hated Hollywood. It's like all action, fighting, bullshit hai yaar. मतलब कुछ समझ में आता ही नहीं है. Very honest. Initially, I never used to understand anything, but I had to watch the movie because my uncle used to sit just next to me. He just showed that how this action is made, how he punched him, how he slit his throat, all that stuff. And I'm like, okay. And that moment, I realized that there are subtitles as well, and I can actually learn how they pronounce it, right? So I even encountered a lot of new words from them. Jackie Chan used a lot of new words, and I used to write it down and refer to dictionary, late at night, and used to try to incorporate that in my regular daily language. And I learned the way they pronounce, like for example, the word pneumonia. So it's pronounced as pneumonia, right? So I would be just telling myself in my mind, pneumonia, 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 pneumonia. And in the breaks, I used to go to the washroom and I used to just practice that pneumonia. Just one practice, pneumonia, pneumonia, pneumonia. And that gets in your head. And when you tell it next time, it automatically comes pneumonia and not pneumonia. That's it, right? As simple as that. So I really thank my uncle, Mr. Mohan, to actually introducing me to the world of Hollywood, and it actually was a boon to me, and I learned a lot of new and great things, and I watch a lot of Hollywood movies now because there are so many words which I don't even know how to pronounce. And like every day I watch a lot of movies, and it's good, right? If you're watching something, entertainment, and you're learning from it, it's amazing, right? So that was the second thing for me. And the third and the crucial aspect of my, improvement of the public speaking was I used to talk to myself in front of the mirror. Like every single day, even I do it now, Like I just go talk to myself in front of the mirror. Because, when I'm talking to myself in front of the mirror, I can see how am I behaving, how am I talking, how am I responding, how am I using my hand gestures, everything. And I can judge it, based accordingly, because I am my best critic, right? I am my own best critic, right? So no one else can come and say me. I know what's wrong, I can judge myself, right? And I used to talk a lot in myself. I still do. It still helps me, while attending. I'll just give you this bonus tip. Well, if you're going for a networking event, or if you have if you're a speaker for some university or event, and you're pretty nervous and you don't know how the crowd would be and how you would react to, how they would react to you, how would you be, controlling your emotions or your hand gestures or something. What I would suggest is one night before, or even like 15-20 minutes before the event starts, get a full mirror. Get a full mirror, like till it shows to your shoes, full mirror, and start talking to yourself the whole speech, just start telling. And if it's a networking event, just start networking. Hi, how are you? Yeah, so what do you do? Oh, that's good, man. So how many years are you associated with that company? So you just talk like that, and then it gets into your head, and when you go over there, you won't feel nervous, you would feel much more confidence. I don't know how all these tips might be effective for you, but it was effective, a lot effective for me, because every human beings are different, and I'm not sure that it would be effective for you as well, because everyone has a different perspective. So these are the three major things which helped me to improve my public speaking skills. I know, it sounds like very cliche, very simple, and it's like everyone knows this. Ask yourself, how many of you follow this? Because, simple is the new sexy, man. Trust me. I hate this complex stuff. I hate when, people start doing complex things when things can be achieved in a simple way. Why? I hate, when people, lot of amateurs, use those complex words and which makes them think that it looks cool, buddy. If they use words like, I don't know, uncommon words, very uncommon words. That makes them look very cool. But no, man, you look stupid. You sound stupid. If the person you're talking to doesn't understand you, whom you're talking to, buddy? Whom you're explaining to? What are you explaining to? Why are you complicating stuff when, you can simpler the stuff, right? As simple as that. So these are my 3 main things which I remember as of now, which helped me to improve my public speaking skills. And of course, I used to talk to my friends, I used to hold them as mocks, like a mock guest. How would I be talking to them? And they actually gave me a very good feedback on how I can improve more. I used to talk to my parents a lot, and that's how you guys can improve your public speaking skills. It's very simple but effective, very much effective. Try to follow these simple steps. And PS, I forgot to mention this. It's very like, terrible or very insane, crazy, but I completed a whole Oxford dictionary, and I remember nothing. Okay, that's a different story. I remember nothing, but I completed a whole dictionary because I wanted to improve my English. So that's the level of motivation skills you should possess, you should have if you want to improve it. ये सब एक दिन में नहीं होता यार. It doesn't happen overnight. You don't think that you might be watching one Hollywood movie today and next moment you are like Al Pacino, man, you are like Tom Cruise. Oh, yeah, you cannot be like that, man. You cannot be Bradley Cooper, you cannot speak like him in just one night, no? And definitely you cannot speak like Sashi Tharoor. And I really don't want to speak like him. He complicates stuff for me. I mean, the things which can be said in a simple way, he complicates like a normal human being. I mean, he challenges me, but no. Anyway, so things doesn't happen overnight. You must have the passion for you to continue this streak, learn every single day, read. Just remember these 3 things. Read. That's it. Read, practice, and that's it. Read, practice, and read, pronounce, and practice. That's it. Read, pronounce, and practice. You read, you pronounce that, you practice that again in front of the mirror. That's it. That's what I did, right? So I remember, like I never followed any particular routine or something. I never hired an English tutor or something. And of course, 11, 12 English classes were very helpful for me. My English teacher, she actually helped me a lot in my writing as well. Like I used to write a lot and I used to submit to her, and she used to correct the whole essays and give me feedback on how I wrote and how many grammatical mistakes I have or how many punctuation errors. And I used to even speak in my schools, and a lot of feedbacks are given. So you should actually and one more important thing, just don't keep on learning. Learning is useless until you put it in execution. It's all useless. The coding which you learn is useless until you actually make something. You actually make some program. It's useless, right? So that's it, guys. That's it from me. So I hope you guys like this video. I hope I was of some help, and I know I just shared some of the simple things, but yet effective, and I hope you guys follow. Don't follow it for a week, follow it for a month, try for a month and see if there are any changes. And if there are not any changes, DM me, or if there are any changes, do DM me also. And I would be happy to help you guys if there are not any changes. I would try to help more on what are the alternative ways you can actually do it. So these are the 3 main simple yet effective ways on how you can improve your public speaking as well as any communication skill. So that's it from me, guys. I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.